Live from Brooklyn, New York, this is Stay Busy with Armon Sadler.
Well, you know that I'm the guy. I'm out here living life. I'm busy. Stay busy. Stay busy. Stay busy. Making moves and catching flights. So please don't waste my time. I'm busy. Stay busy. Stay busy. Stay busy, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Stay Busy with Armon Sadler, brought to you by the Revolt Podcast Network. This is the podcast where we have responsible discussions on the entertainment business and the entertainment culture. I'm, of course, your host, head honcho, vegan chorizo poppy, founder of Bald Nigga Ballers, the Bald Nigga Bombshell, Chinedu, the only man to sit in front of Taylor Rooks and not tell a lie, Armon Sadler. Now, typically, I'm here with the gang. We're here to talk to y'all about everything that's happened in music and sports and all that. But this episode, I'm honored to have someone with me who I'm a genuine fan of and who I am extremely proud of. It was just a little over 3 years ago that I met this dude. He was I think he was 18 years old at the time. We're talking about R&B, and he's not only knowledgeable and not in like a know-it-all type of way, but in a passion for the genre type of way. You could tell that he was digging through the crates and really super informed on everything that he was speaking about, and it gave me a very strong feeling about what his future would be. Fast forward years later, he is on a crazy streak of singles, whether it's Cozy, whether it's 8 p.m. by your side, whether it is good thing,
Yeah.
good thing out now, whether it's his appearance on Waterfall, I Adore You, whether it's R&B Dreams, man. The fact that he was dreaming about so many R&B singers, you would think that he sleeps all the time, but this man be working. Well, whether he's in LA, Atlanta, or New York, he's always working.
Wow.
Very proud of him. His new project is coming soon. I can't wait to get into all of it. My boy Sweata is here. What's up, man? Welcome.
What an intro. Wow, thank you, dog.
My dog.
Bro, one question. You really ain't tell a lie to Taylor?
I did not tell a single lie to Taylor Rooks.
Not one lie
Not
to
one.
Taylor Rooks.
Not one.
Wow.
Proud of it. Stood on it.
man.
It couldn't be like
No.
Jalen Brown talking about, yeah, Celtics going to win 8 rings.
8 rings. Man, that's a feat for real. That's
Yeah.
a feat for real. How you
Yeah,
been?
man. I'm good,
Thank you
brother.
for
I'm
having me, bro.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's been a minute since I think last
In
time I
person,
saw
yeah.
you was that Red Bull event for Blast, the Blast
That was
concert.
like a year ago.
Yeah, like a year and some change ago. Yeah.
Dang.
Mhm.
Oh, man. Hey, timing. God's timing for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. But how are you? How's it feel to be back in the city?
Hey man, it's always good to be home.
Mhm.
I'm just excited about rolling this thing out,
Mhm.
tapping in with people I haven't tapped in
Right,
with
yeah,
a
yeah,
minute, and finally being able to be on this side of the rollout.
All right.
You know what I mean? I'm so used to being like in the back, like, all right, well, we can't talk about this and that. But now just, you know what I'm in the hot seat. So yeah, I just hope I make myself proud.
And I appreciated you because there's a lot of people who hit you with the, yo, I got to come on your show. I got to come. And then they like won't follow up, or you hit them up and they're like, oh, my bad, I'm not available. But you were consistently following up. Like you really took an interest in
Absolutely.
being here, and that meant a lot. So
No, man, I've been on Stay Busy since like, I want to say, I don't want to even gas in to say day one, like
Mhm.
season one, but I remember super early, especially like when y'all was at HMD and I would just pop in for tapings and everything. So it's super dope to be here finally. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Definitely a long time in the making.
Yeah. Speaking of a long time in the making, the project, man, like
Yeah.
you have been grinding nonstop. And it's time. It's here. So tell the
Yes.
people the name of the project,
Yes, sir.
the motivation behind the project, and how it feels to be done.
Absolutely. So this project has definitely been a long time in the making. It's called Sweata Weather, Volume 1. It's produced entirely by me and my dog Ninth Wonder, my OG Ninth Wonder.
Mhm.
Years ago, he was my professor at the Rock Nation School of Music, and that led to me, long story super short, that led to me just, trying demos as a writer over his beats.
Mhm.
And that turned into him nudging me to like consider telling these stories instead of writing them for other people.
Right.
And just a lot of these songs were from early on when I was just going to North Carolina just to work and get these ideas out, and refined over the years, of course. And yeah, I'm happy to put these out and let this be my first real offering in a project form.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I met you, like it seemed like, and you kind of touched on this, you were like working behind the scenes, producing for other people,
Yeah.
like in the room, but being a dot connector. So when you emerged as an artist, I was like pleasantly surprised. I was like, yo, I know how
For sure.
talented this dude is. So it's dope to see you like stepping out into that limelight. So to hear that Ninth Wonder was what was the push. Like,
Yeah.
was this always the plan for you to be an artist, to be front facing?
All honestly, absolutely not. No,
Mhm.
I always saw myself being an assistant in a sense and
Right.
helping people craft whatever they wanted to put out musically. But it was just spending time with him in North Carolina and working on these. Like I would go out there and in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, this legend just brought me out. I gotta make sure he gets his money worth in this
Yeah.
flight. And I'm just I'm talking 5 records a day. Like I'm just like, yo, it's just fire. You know, a lot of pressure on myself, but I'm just like, yo, I don't know what's gonna come from this, but I want him to know, hey man, you made the right decision investing into me. But he ended up seeing something that I didn't even see myself for real. And that turned into what we know now today is the Sweata journey that I've been on. So it wasn't always the plan.
Yeah.
However, I couldn't have thought of a better plan. This is the brainchild of a legend. And I'm super grateful for that to be my pathway to artistry. For sure.
Yeah. So let's take it all the way back because again, when I met you, you were 18.
Yeah.
And I had the knowledge
Man.
of someone who had clearly taken the time to dig through the crates, had a genuine love for music in general. So like early on, like what was your introduction to music? Was it church? Was it through your family? Like how did you first get into music?
It was absolutely church. I grew up with parents that weren't too fond of secular music. So my real outlet to music early on was just church. I played in the church band. My brother played in the church band, and it was something that I was eager to learn to the point where every day after service I was like just going from guitar to drums to piano, trying to just figure it out dolo. And thankfully I was surrounded by people who were knowledgeable enough to teach me a few things and at least satisfy this craving for learning, I guess, this curiosity that I had early on. And yeah, over the years that turned into me being interested in producing, being interested in making songs instead of just performing. And at one point I was like, I wanted to learn every instrument possible, and I did my best to learn as much. But then that turned into production, and production turned into me being in the studio and wanting to be more involved in every other aspect. So that was me learning how to engineer, and then me learning how to write alongside artists. And of course, that all culminated into what we have today, and it allows me to be as free and open, creatively, because now I'm able to get anything that I want to put out into the world. Of course, it's gonna take a little tugging because real life experience plays a part into creating music, but I'm able to get these ideas from my head out with little to no help. Thankfully, I have the help of some super, super dope people around me, so that just makes everything easier. But yeah, no, that early stage was definitely a blessing, and it led to where we're at today.
Do you have a favorite instrument of all the instruments that you play?
That's crazy. I would say I could give you a corny answer and I could give you a real answer. Like,
Give me
the corny
both.
answer is the mind. But no, I would say I use the most is keyboard for sure. Like because that in FL Studio could be a guitar, that could be drums, that could be whatever. But personally, I just groove the best on the bass. Like it's just so much I could do that feels smooth and rhythmic, but also just playing behind. And I feel like it's just it's this whole motive thing that I kind of grew up with, especially around the time you met me, where I don't have to be in the forefront to shine. You know what I mean? And that kind of feels like you don't hear bass solos in R&B. You don't feel, but without bass in a record, you feel it. Without 808s in a record, you feel it. So I feel like that's where I shine the most for real, personally.
Nah, piano is such a swaggy instrument to me.
For
like
real.
it's so cool, and someone could just walk up to a piano and just start
playing.
It's incredible. I took piano lessons when I was young, and I've been wanting to get back into it.
You should, man.
I should. I really should.
Absolutely.
I'm slacking. Who were some of your early like favorite artists and like people you looked up to and were inspired by?
Hey man, I am inspired by just amazing writers. That's like number one for me. Amazing writers. So early on, what made me fall in love with R&B was I was in high school around the time like SZA, Summer,
Mhm.
Her, like that era of R&B. So I think Her's project really did a number on me personally because it made me say, "Oh, this feels right," because it felt different. You know what I mean? It's not what I expected. The production on the project was incredible, and some of my favorite producers of all time worked on it. So yeah, Her, Stevie. I think there's not a person alive or dead that could mess with Stevie in any aspect of creation, versus whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Neo, the writing that Neo's done, like he figured out a way to speak from either perspective and make it effective to all.
Yeah.
Like guys sing to the left and girls sing so sick. You know what I mean? And yeah, D-Mile, I think is my personal D-Mile and DJ Camper are two of my favorite producers of all time. Swag is one of my favorite producers of all time. Like these are new age guys that I feel like have changed the sound of R&B to what it is today. And I don't know if they get the credit they deserve for
Right.
real, but I take a lot from the way they build around vocal. Because even though I'm such a writer and such a writer snob, like I understand that what you put around the song is what makes it a song.
Right.
So yeah.
I love that. I love that. Another part of your journey, which I mean, from my perspective, my purview has been influential, is your relationship with one Devvon Terrell,
Yeah.
an incredible artist, writer, producer. The man does it all.
Yeah, that guy.
when did y'all first connect, and what's that relationship been like for you?
Devvon was the first person I can confidently say was the first person to believe in me.
Wow.
I was like just a big fan of his, being from Brooklyn and being kind of aware of the local R&B scene, but also knowing what he did outside of just me, that he had fans everywhere just
Yeah.
off of these remixes. And keep in mind, I'm not allowed to listen to secular music, but he's doing these remixes in a way that my mom will hear and not really mind, because it's not ridiculous, it's not dirty, it's nothing. So I was just a big fan of his, and as I started that production journey, I just wanted nothing I wanted more than a Devvon placement. So I was just sending beats or whatever, and there was one day, I think I posted something, tagged him, and he was just like, "Whoa, what is this?" And I was like 12 or 13. That lets me sending him a pack, catching a few, him saying, "Yo, where are you? Oh, you're in New York? Let's make something happen." And he just was a mentor for me ever since. The first time I went to LA was with him. The first major placement I called was with him. And he was definitely like a guide in a sense, a very safe guide, musically, because there was learning, but there was also fun. You know what I mean? There was mistakes made that I was able to be corrected in a respectful way and an understanding way, but also he never, to this day, and it confuses me because in the industry you tend to get jaded around favors and what people do for you and stuff like that. But to this day, he never asked anything from me.
Right.
If I made a joke, like we did an entire project, which I think is one of the most proud things I've ever done, and Boys Don't Cry, where I produced the
Amazing
entire
project.
project with him. And it was very tough to put that together. But when it came time for business, it wasn't, all right, now that we did it together, like, let's put it out. It was like, all right, where's your lawyer? Let me get you what you're owed, stuff like that. And it's stuff that I never asked for, I never expected, but it was always fair. When it got time for me to sign and get my deal or whatever, it wasn't, yo, I found you early, I need my 10% or nothing. He never asked for anything, and we've been able to build together to this day. We got one of the most popular podcasts in audio, and once again, it's never been transactional.
Right.
And to this day, that boggles my mind, because I don't think anyone has looked out for me like that ever in life, and I know that's not regular. And that's not normal. So, Devvon has had such a big impact. To this day, my new single, Good Thing, is a record that we worked on in 2019, 2020. Like, it was a hook that we had sitting for a while. And of course, new inspiration and new like challenges, new I guess situations led to the growth in that record and made it what it is today. But just the fact that what we did still rings today for me in my personal life, but also professionally, I can't thank him enough. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
No, that's a real OG right there, for
Yeah,
real.
for
Like,
real. Like,
not taking
for
advantage,
real OG.
not slighting you, giving you the information.
Yeah.
Like, that's so many people withhold information in this
Mhm.
space, and a lot of people end up fucked up as a result of that. So the fact that
Seriously.
he really wanted to make sure the business was together for you, so then
Yeah.
moving forward when you do business with other people
Man.
how to operate. It's incredible. So
Yeah.
big shout out to Devvon
And
for
it
that.
was never from a perspective of knowing everything too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was still that room for you're gonna go through stuff that I've never gotten a chance to.
Mhm.
Just off the fact that you're young, you're talented, you're this, you're that.
Yeah.
I'm just here with whatever you need.
Mhm.
And that I feel like if I didn't have, I wouldn't be where I'm at today for
Yeah.
sure.
And you said 12, 13. You known him for like a decade then.
Yeah. Shit, now that you
That's
say it,
crazy.
golly. Yeah, almost a
That's
decade.
crazy. Sending beats out at
Yeah.
12, 13 years old.
13, yeah. Yeah, wow.
That's
Damn,
insane.
a decade of friendship.
That's nuts.
We getting old, man.
Yeah.
We getting old. No, I'm playing.
Man, what are you, 22 now?
Yes, sir.
That's insane. That's
Nah.
insane. You make me feel old, but
Come on.
one thing that has made me especially proud to see is like your connections and your networking. Like I saw a video of you singing 8 p.m. by your side, and then I see fucking like it looked like it was like a listening party or some
Yeah.
type of like office event.
Mhm.
And then what's his name? Reid.
L.A.
L.A.
Reid.
Reid is in there singing your song. He looks like he knows it
Yeah.
word for word. I'm
Yeah.
seeing you on IG story with Usher. Like you're in all these incredible rooms. And like again, what makes me so proud is like I know that you are talented enough to be in these rooms. You deserve to be in these rooms. So what's been the experience like, kind of rising up within the industry, having the connections that you have, the cosigns that you have, the people investing in you, the way that they have?
It's one of those things where I be having to stop myself and like smell the flowers in a sense and
Yeah.
realize, oh shit, this is exactly what you prayed for at times.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been lucky enough to be in these rooms and feel like there's no pressure. You know what I mean? Of course, there's this urgency for me to want to be great, but also I'm always reminded that hey, you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, and of course, there's always more to do, but
Yeah.
you're not far off. You know what I mean? And it just reminds me why I do this. You know what I
Right.
mean? It keeps me going, and it's nothing more inspiring than moments like that from Usher, from LA has championed me since since he's found out about me, and it's definitely
When did you two first connect?
I first met LA. Funny enough, I met him my first Grammy weekend in 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
KP, who's my manager now, Kwan Prather, but he wasn't my manager at the time. I was out there with Ninth, and it was my first Grammy weekend. Honestly, it was the funniest thing ever because my first Grammy weekend and I'm wilding, right? So KP comes to the studio one night, and he's already been like, I was on his radar already. He urged us to put a record out, and Ninth kind of hinted at him kind of joining the fold and what I had going on, but I didn't really know him. You know what I mean? I hadn't met him, so this is our first time meeting. And I get into the studio with him. I must have played him like 40 records. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, he got me missing this Victoria Monet Grammy party or whatever. But it's like, you know what? It is what it is. So play these records. He dips out. I'm like, perfect. I head to a party. I wild out at the party. I get back the next day. My phone. I get back that night to the B&B. My phone is all the way dead. But shorty I had with me, she woke me up. I looked at my phone, waited for it to turn on. I saw like 15 missed calls from Ninth.
Wow.
Never happened. So I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So Ninth, I finally call him back. He's like, dog, I'm not gonna ask what happened. I just need you to be at this address by noon. It's 10:50, and I'm all the way like out the way. And LA traffic is ridiculous.
Oh, it's nuts.
So I'm like, fuck, what's happening? Anyways, I make it, and we're there, and it's LA Reid.
Wow.
And I forgot to add this point. This is early in my artist journey. I never lost my voice before, but I was wilding the night before, and I lost my voice. So me and L.A. Reid sounded like this, and I'm trying to pitch to him why, hey man, I don't know what you doing, dog. I don't know what you getting ready to, you know what I mean? But I'm your guy. I'm
Mhm.
next. You know what I mean? So I'm playing them records. Ever since that day, he's super championed everything I've had going on. And yeah, man. Shout out to LA. Shout out to Mega. That's a family. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So now we're here. Project
Yes.
time.
Project
Sweata
time.
Weather Volume 1.
Yes, sir.
Confidently naming it Volume 1. So are you
Yeah.
already thinking about Volume 2 and 3?
No, for sure. It's definitely something that I think is gonna live on. For sure.
Yeah. So what was the process like making this project? Like, because you mentioned, Good Thing was a record you had in 2019.
Yeah.
So what's like, if you could put a time on the amount of time you worked on the project, like what would it be?
It's really two answers. The real answer is I've been working on this since I started working with Ninth.
Right.
Because I think even the first song I ever sent Ninth with one of his beats is on this record. It's a record called Knee Along. And that's way early in our relationship. But Sweata Weather, the mixtape, was I want to say a week or two old by now. It's a record. It was an idea from Ninth because I'm at a point where I feel like my project is done. My actual debut album is finished, but I'm very big on time, and that's the one place me and Ninth like we'll go back and forth a little bit on is just how much I think. You know what I mean? And he's very impulsive, so our happy medium. Not even impulsive in a bad way or anything, but just he's feeling based. Like, let's go. And I just like to especially if I've taken my time on this body of work, I want to take my time on how we put it out into the world. And we've been doing that with a few of the singles, 8 PM, of course, One Life and Cozy. But we got to a point where I was on the defense of, you know what, let's hold it a little more. There's some clearances stuff, visuals, let's make sure it's right. And he's just like, bro, we got to put something out. Like, I'm tired of waiting. You know what I mean? We've been working since 23. And it's 2025 and it's like you don't got no project out, dog. So our happy medium was definitely let's get some of these records. I record a lot, so there was a lot of records to go from. And let's pick our favorite 12 and let's put it out to the world. Some testers, some stuff from the project. Let's see what the world thinks. But I wasn't really into it from all right, we're gonna do this Sweata Weather mixtape, we're gonna make it right, we're gonna tell this story. No, but when it came time to pick these records, I realized that there was a story and everything. But more than ever, there was an introduction to who I am. And there was no better way to introduce what I bring, what I speak about, what I sing about, what I write about, but also the sound of what I'm bringing to R&B than this project. My debut album, I think, is one of the best projects you'll hear R&B wise. But as an introduction, I feel like this is more of, hey, all right, this is who I am. This is who I'm here to sing to women. I'm here to have a good time and make you feel something that you may have not necessarily felt in a while. And I think this is a great synopsis of it in 12 songs.
Have you felt any pressure with this being your introduction, like the first thing people? I mean, obviously people have heard the singles, but like the full project is where you.
Oh yeah,
that's like I don't want to call it the make or break, but it's like people decide, all right, I'll keep listening there. It's like, has there been any pressure?
I feel like the pressure on this one, I don't want to say I did feel pressure only because I feel like all my pressure was so leaning on my debut project, my debut album, pardon, that when it came time to this, I was not worried. And I still am not, because I know it's good music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's so many dope surprises, some dope features on it, that it's not from a confident way of like, y'all gonna hear it and love it, but no, I'm aware that this is me. This is unapologetically me, and if it's not for you, it's all good. No worries. But this is, if you think or you want to know if Sweata and Sweata's music and Sweata's whatever these stories are for you, then this is the best way to find out. And I think, you know what I mean? A lot of people may find out whether it's for them or not.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing you learned about yourself as an artist, and the biggest thing you learned that maybe you thought you knew that you didn't actually know throughout this journey and with everyone you've worked with?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I learned about myself is how much I overthink. I did not know, because when working on somebody else's music and telling other people's stories, that's more on them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's the first time where I'm in the room by myself for me, and it's like whatever I say and write down, I have to stick by because it's gonna be in the world and it's my voice saying it.
Mhm.
So definitely taught me how much I think a lot. And sometimes that is the greatest asset that I own, and sometimes it holds me
It's a
back for
double-edged sword,
sure.
man.
Yeah, and the biggest thing I've learned, like just overall, biggest thing I learned was from Pharrell, and he had said something to the effect of just it's just music, man.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I take things personal for
Right.
sure. I hold grudges,
All
and
right.
I'm very aware of that. But at the end of the day, just take note and take care. Just
Mhm.
keep it moving. But it's just music. Like
Mhm.
there's no don't let it get you out of character because at the end of the day, when you really back up and look at the bigger picture of it all, is it worth the energy that you're giving?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's not like personal stuff or health or family or what have you. Like there are real problems out there, and yeah, of course it's gonna hurt
Mhm.
because when you put your all into it and when you're this passionate about something, then being hit a certain way or hit in a certain place definitely do something to you. But just take note, take care, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's a really good point because the politics, the social media, the
Yeah,
business, the corporate stuff, all of that can really
it gets
it
bad.
takes away a lot of people's love for music. We've seen a lot of artists who we've loved
hmm
really become so jaded and want to get away from music
Yeah,
because of all the other things outside of just making art that you love and that
yeah.
people love. So,
And the thing is, I try to grant grace with that because you can never tell somebody how to react.
yeah.
I don't know what a lot of these people have been through, so I can't expect them to or lean a certain way with that. But at the same time, it's definitely a thing that I try to apply as much because I recognize, even in this conversation, how blessed I am to
Yeah.
have had the journey I've had, skip some of the steps that I've been allowed to skip and what have you. So it's just like, hey man, it could be worse. It always could be worse.
Mhm.
So if you ever hear from me, it's like, bro, I just can't complain.
Yeah.
Of course I can find something to complain about, but um, yeah, no, I'm doing well.
Mhm.
I'm just fine.
I love that.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the name Sweata?
Actually, I did not. It was Ninth Wonder. Once again, this is
Mhm.
the brainchild of Ninth. I'm not a plant that he wrote on a chalkboard. Like, all right, we're gonna find this guy, name him Sweater. No, but it was just circumstance after circumstance. When I was still in college, I was only there for about a year,
Mhm.
but they had a beat battle. Funny enough, this is after my first time going to to LA with Devvon. We fly back because Ninth Wonder's hosting this beat battle
I think
with
I
a bunch
remember
of the
this.
producers. Yeah, a bunch of producers in LIU. So I'm like, yo, we gotta fly back Sunday so we could be there and I could put belt to ass, right? So and the funny thing is Ninth is always gonna participate in banter with all of us. So like he's riling us up, he got
Mhm.
us talking crazy to each other. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta stick by what I've been saying. So I go to campus. I fly into LaGuardia. We go straight to LIU. Devvon is actually with me, funny enough. And I'm still in this brunch fit from something we went to earlier that day. So I got this sweater on. It's this like Coogee style kinda cashmere joint that was
Mhm.
comfy as hell. I can't find it now, but I'll never forget that sweater. And I got Chelsea's on and everything and dress pants, and I'm the only one in this entire beat battle playing R&B beats.
Mm.
Everybody else is playing these boom bap, hip
Mhm.
hop, and Static Selector and Ninth, they're judging. So as I keep going through all of these rounds, I don't know if he didn't remember my name or what, but he
Mhm.
kept just saying, yo, y'all letting this R&B sweater just get y'all out of here. And he just keeps saying that. And for the rest of the year, he would just call me R&B sweater.
Mm.
And then even when I was going down to North Carolina and working, he was just like, yo, R&B sweater, R&B sweater. So Ninth, since the pandemic, has been doing this thing called Fast Auntie Lounge. And he would go on IG Live and just do a DJ set.
Yeah.
And he started just sneaking some of the records we were doing into the sets. And every time somebody would ask, yo, who is this?
Mhm.
It's R&B sweater. You can't find it nowhere. But when we was like, all right, are we gonna do this artist thing for real, or are you just gonna hide behind these songs?
Right.
And I agreed. It's like, what's your name gonna be? Are you gonna keep your real name, or people like Sweata. I keep calling you Sweata, and that's what we ran with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
So
it's perfect. The type of music you make is the stuff you want to listen to with a joint when it's getting cold outside.
yeah, it's
Like
real cuddle.
it's getting
It's
cold
real
out.
cashmere, cozy. It's real. It's comforting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I want this music to feel like an audio hug to whoever listening, but especially the women.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
That's what it's all about.
But yeah, no, it's a nice warm sweater.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you had the chance to perform? I don't know if I've seen any videos of you
Yeah,
performing.
of course. No, I have on smaller scales, of course. I've been blessed to do, honestly, not even from smaller scales. 'Cause even when I back up and look at it, like we just left Spelman and we did something super dope with them. I think I want to go back soon, but yeah, I've gotten a chance to perform, and I feel like I've finally gotten what I want my show to look like.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to couple that up with the debut album. Of course, that's top of the year next year, but I got a super dope tour type idea that we're kind of finalizing now. But a Sweater show is definitely gonna feel like something that, once again, I feel like it's missing from R&B.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you said it earlier, like I really, really love R&B, and I'm really like just almost snobby at sometimes with not in a disrespectful way, but just in how much I love it and how much I critique it, because I know everyone loves to say R&B is dead, and I don't agree with
I
that
hate
at all.
that.
But
It's so stupid.
I do see the critiques
Yeah.
on both sides, and sometimes I argue about it. Yo, we should do this, that, whatever. And now I'm in the seat where I'm actually able to, stand by what I think should happen.
Yeah.
So, no, these ideas have been ideaing, and I can't wait to bring a Sweater show near you.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
so all of your records I hear, I can just see them being dope live arrangements. And I think that goes back to your foundation of playing instruments, coming up in the church, and just understanding the fullness of a record. I think one critique these days with R&B that I tend to agree with is like, people love vibes. Like everyone loves the vibe. It's nothing wrong with vibing out.
Yeah.
But a lot of the like minimalist type music, it's like we grew up on powerhouses, really layered records. So it's like, damn, like this is kind of where we're at now. But thankfully, there are still talents like you and like a bunch of other popular, acts that are doing like the R&B that we came up on, and it's really strong in that way. So that's what I appreciate about your music. It's very refreshing for such a young guy.
Absolutely, man. I feel like there's a balance that I find a lot when I work with Ninth, and you hear it all over the project. Especially in a record like the intro, which I think is one of my favorite joints. It's called Relationships. And you hear the duality. That's one that I think me and Ninth kind of really did down the middle, where he sent me an idea and I just did what I could on a musician side. But at times there is that balance of, hey, let's bring it back down to earth. And then sometimes I'll nudge him like, yo, let's take this up a notch. And I feel like every time that we find that middle ground, which is almost every time, I like to think, we get something that I feel like is missing. Like you said, that I was listening today to the Vocal Bible, to Brandy, and Full Moon, I think is one of my favorite albums ever. But I listened after the entire Full Moon played. They played like Aphrodisiac, which doesn't get really talked about as much, but it was a joint. It was the single off her album of the same name, and even hearing that, and like I'm noticing that the experimental side is also something that we don't really do as much. I feel like R&B, for lack of a better way to say it, has played it safe musically.
Yeah.
And no, we brought back church to an extent. Like my brother's Leon is going crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there was a point somebody called it like, they said Darkchild was doing bringing alien signs and shit to Full Moon and all of that. But even then, when you hear it, you hearing these weird sounds and there's sirens in the middle of it, like Dirty Money Project and all this experimental stuff that we haven't I feel like we strayed away from.
Yeah.
And I think for the greater good a little bit, because we've been trying to get R&B back to a place where we can all agree, all right, we're good.
Mhm.
Whether you think it's dead or not, like, come on. You hear Folded and you know what
Yeah.
that is. And I feel like now that we're back to that world with Mutt and Folded
Mhm.
and all of these great sounding records, I would love for that experimentation a little bit. Even in what I'm doing, like at one point, the sound that Ninth was doing, I wouldn't say it was never in hip hop, but it wasn't it wasn't not in hip hop, pardon, but this blend of hip hop and soul, it 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 wasn't popular. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And when I hear records from I hear like Is She the Reason or Girl that Ninth produced or all of this stuff, even the Method Mary joint,
Mhm.
like I don't know, I feel like we've kind of strayed away from experimenting a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that we got R&B back to a place where we feel like, all right, this is R&B, this is
Mhm.
real R&B, this is whatever you want to say it is, and it's
Yeah.
not just a vibe or
Yeah.
not just a, feels or
Mhm.
whatever you want to call it. But I'm cool with bringing like the alien noises and shit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
let's make something weird again, or let's just try something new. And yeah, I think hopefully we can open that up and shit. Now that I'm saying it, it sounds like I got to put my money where my mouth is. So
Yeah, man.
hey, hopefully you'll hear it soon.
Yeah,
you
we've
know?
been on like the internet and among like my friend group, we've been talking about how we miss rap and R&B collaborations.
Yeah.
Like not rappers making R&B songs, but like
Yes.
an R&B song with a rap feature or a rap song with an R&B hook. And so that's why I appreciate like people like Wale
Yeah.
who, kind of strikes that balance between he'll do his own singing, but then
Yeah.
he'll also bring in R&B acts. Like I could actually hear you and Wale cooking some
Oh no,
some
that'd be
crazy
hey
shit.
Wale, I'm here, man. I'm here, man. Yeah, like that feeling. I feel like there's a wide open for that too.
Mhm.
Like Fab is one of my favorite rappers ever. I
Yeah.
don't know who I would put in a Fab convo today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
young or old. Even Fab himself, because I haven't heard from Fab.
Yeah,
like
he's been quiet.
Fab is potting somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think rap. We just had this convo the other day, didn't we? Me and one of my homies, we was just because we saw a Ja Rule clip, and Ja Rule said he invented the rap and singing duet, not just a rapper doing a verse on an
Mhm.
R&B song or R&B singer doing a hook on a rapper song. And we was just like, when's the last time we heard a rap and a singer like duet where they're going back and forth on a hook together, and
Yeah.
the R&B singer has a verse, and it was tough to find a record in the last 3 years.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, there's definitely room for that. And there's so many dope rappers out now. There's Jay Wan is going crazy. Ruben Vincent, we just did a few on his project.
Yeah.
And even me and him, we have a few joints that's in that vein. Same with Swank and Draft. Like there's definitely ways that we could make that happen. So we might have some in the works for sure.
I can't wait because Ruben's dope, bro.
Yeah, Ruben's
I saw
ridiculous.
him at a Rock Nation event a couple of years ago when they dropped it was a project called Humble Souls.
Yeah,
He was on that with a bunch of the rock artists,
Mhm.
and he had some of my favorite verses on there. So I'm definitely a big Ruben Vincent fan. So
Yes,
seeing
sir.
you two work, it also made sense because of both of y'all work with Ninth.
Of
but
course, yeah.
seeing y'all two link up was
I
dope.
wonder, have we ever seen? Maybe you could name one. But have we ever seen like a rapper and R&B kind of collab project? Like I want to say Drake and Party, but that Drake wasn't. Drake was singing.
Yeah, it was that was
That
like
was
straight
R&B,
R&B stuff. Yeah,
like I wonder, have we seen?
I don't. It's
Like imagine if like Fab and Dream did
Mhm.
12. You know what I mean? Like I wonder if there's any example of that in.
Nothing comes to mind immediately.
If I'm missing something, please let me know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I wonder. Okay.
I would love to see it. I would love to
Yeah,
see
for
it.
real.
Literally, I was thinking I would love to see Wale and Leon Thomas do one because
That'd be crazy.
they got Watching Us on Wale's album, which is fire.
Yeah, Feelings on Silent, right?
Yeah, Feelings on Silent was another one. So they're 2 for 2, and I feel like they're both in that wheelhouse of soulful, instrumental.
Yeah, you know who I would love to do it with too? Like, I think Meek used to have that on lock too.
Oh,
Like,
Meek Mill?
had
Yeah.
All Eyes on You.
Mhm,
He
just
had
24/7 with Ella.
24/7. He had another joint. Goodness, he had a joint with Chris. Dangerous.
Mhm.
Like Meek was great at that too. I feel
Yeah.
like I haven't heard Meek get into that bag in a minute. Meek, if you're hearing this, bro, what's the word? Let's do something.
he just dropped an EP, so it sounds like he's
Yep.
in that mode to be putting music
Yeah,
out.
man,
So
just tell me where in Philly. I'll make the drive.
top 5 R&B albums of all time.
Here we go. Top 5 R&B albums of all time. If we count, it's with all due respect, there's no way I can make a list without saying both Confessions and 8701,
Mhm.
without a doubt. I don't count this as an R&B album because I think it's an everything album, but Songs in the Key of Life.
Mhm.
Invincible, Michael Jackson.
One more.
I just said Full Moon earlier, but I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna just say personal favorite. Damn. I would say Hers first album. It's a tie between Hers first album and Painted or Candy Drip by Lucky.
Mm.
But just from a new generation R&B standpoint, I feel like those projects set the tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that
Damn,
that her
R&B all
project.
time. No, I'm sorry. Take those out. Pardon, with all due respect. Don't Be Cruel.
Okay.
Yeah, Don't Be Cruel by Bobby Brown. For
Okay.
sure, that's number 5.
Of all of the many women, all the talented women that you mention in R&B dreams, is there any R&B dream that stands above all of the other R&B dreams that you were having?
I think all of them are good. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. My favorite, my biggest R&B dream, I think is I've said it all throughout the interview, is Her. Like her reminds me so much of what I would love to be viewed as, from just because I look at her as a maestro.
Yeah.
I look at her as this fucking multi-talented, could pick up any instrument, do what she need to do, can produce and write for whoever, and make a great record, but also be able to tell a story that only she could tell.
Mhm.
I think that dream, yeah, I'm like, yeah, it got to be that one for me
Yeah.
personally.
I'm not mad at that.
Mhm.
I love her. Like
Yeah.
that first project, No Skips. Then you
Mhm.
get to Damage during the pandemic.
I think I
like,
have a real take about Damage. I think Damage is, when did it come out? 5 years ago? 6
yeah,
years ago?
it was 2020. Yeah.
From when it dropped, I think there's no better R&B record since that one, if that makes
Wow.
sense. Like
Wow.
from when it dropped to now,
Mhm.
I think Damage and Leave the Door Open are like 1 and 2 to me as far
Okay.
as bet. And I'm not gonna lie, I call it recency bias, whatever. That Folded record is a
Oh.
real
It's a missile.
R&B
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
So but no, yeah, she's definitely the R&B dream for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I mean, I'm not mad at that take. Like songs
For
that come to
sure.
my mind, Folded was one of them. Made for Me, Money Long was another
Mhm.
one. Money Long got 2. That one and Hours and Hours.
Yeah.
Mutt is up there, but I'd
course.
probably put Damage ahead of Mutt. Trying to think, because there's like, as much as people say R&B has been dead, like every year we've had multiple really strong R&B
Yeah.
records.
Pick Up Your Feelings.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's some
Mhm.
really good music out there. So I don't know why, these labels want to pick up fake artists, but that's another conversation for another day. Since we just manufacturing artists now.
We gotta talk about Yebba and how that collaborative relationship came
Distance is on
together.
that list too.
You guys made an incredible record, Waterfall, I Adore You. How did y'all first connect, and what's it been like working with Yebba? Because she's like a gem, like so incredibly talented, and like she's a if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think enough people know still at this point, despite everything she's done. So yeah, well, what's it been like working alongside her?
Man, I want to also add Distance by Yebba on that list too.
Great
because
record.
that record is incredible.
Absolutely.
But Yebba, and I never told the story anywhere, so look at that.
Love it.
Yebba reached out to me early on when I want to say a month after I made the Sweata page. I was just posting snippets of records, and there was a song that's actually on the mixtape now called Neon Long that I posted at 9th, I think, put on his story. She reached out and said something to the effect of, "Hey, I'm about to get on this flight, but I need to listen to the song. Like, I really love it. Can you please send it to me?" I'm like, duh, yeah. What are you talking about? Like, talk about a fan of hers, like a real like the Dawn, bro. I'm just a fan. So, she said, I sent her the record. She sends me a number, like, yo, thank you. Like, it's not. She's the sweetest soul I think I've ever met. Because she just follows up with, it's not fair if I let you send me unreleased and I don't send you one back. And she sends me Waterfall.
Wow.
And I'm listening to it like, and I feel like I'm going to heaven listening to the record. But she sends me this record, and then she says, if you hear an idea of like a second verse or something, this is not all the way there, but feel free. I was like, you are not saying nothing but a word.
Yeah.
So
I
I sat with
studio.
it, and I kid you not, like, she hit me at such a needed time for me.
Yeah.
Because I was going through this change in everything music related. I never felt more defeated
Wow.
in my life, because I just got, you know what I mean? I felt like fucked over by the industry, and I felt like I was left for dead at one point. And that's the around the time I embraced Sweata, because partially because I felt like everything I worked for up until that point, I felt like I lost to an extent. And
Why?
and it was just a lot. Business, it was relationships, it was people, and I felt like I let myself walk into something that I shouldn't have. So after dealing with that and really leaning on this thing that I, all honesty, wasn't taking all the way serious, that I was creating with Ninth, and understanding what I remember venting to Ninth and telling him what it was, and he reminded me that, hey, like, do you see what we're doing? Like, what are you worried about? It's going back, it's just music. We're creating something right here. Let's go. And that from that day, I remember I made that page, went all the way in. A few days later, heard from Yebba, and she sent me the record. So I sat with it for a few days, sent her something back, and she just, I didn't know if she was gonna like it. I was nervous. There was a lot of key changes, so I got my poetry bag off, and I didn't have a song out. There was nothing Sweata on streaming services at all. So when she hit me back and said she loved it, I was like, okay, I hope she really does. Like, but she was like, bro, this is amazing. And then I didn't know if it was ever gonna see the light of day. And then of course, one day in 2023, I'm waiting up for this Drake project that, like, the world was excited for, but you know what I mean? I was at a session on my way back home from the session, and I think it was 6 in the morning, and it was like, yo, he's finally dropped. He finally dropped. So I listened to it, and I get home on the second to last track. Tired from the session at 7:40 or something, and I'm like, yo, it's 2 more records left. I already made my decision on what I felt about the album. I'm going to bed. And then I don't remember what happened, but I think I'm like, maybe just needed to use the bathroom or something, but I left my AirPods in, and this last song plays. Kid you not, the last minute of the last song on this album, and it's the record. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like jumping around the crib like, yo, what happened? But I'm also like, oh yeah, this song's never coming out now, because it wasn't out when Drake sampled it. So I hit her. She was at the Blue Note, funny enough, that night. So she was in my city, and she kind of just put me on. But next thing I know is sort of send me the files. We put it out on this day, and a couple weeks later, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if not the first song, the second song ever with Sweata on it was Waterfalls by Yebba. And that night, I don't know, I tell her this all the time, and I tweet about it all the time and everything, but she literally changed my life when she did not have to. She didn't need to keep me on the record. I guess in the name of art she did, or maybe she just loved it that much. It still rattles my mind, like, how selfless that was, but also how beautiful that was. And I feel like I forever got her for whatever she needs, whenever she needs. Like, bro, that did a lot. You know what I mean? Introduced me to a bunch of people who didn't know where to find me and all of this stuff. I didn't have no music out. She did not need to do that. And this was technically, if I remember, the Billboard or something talking about, this is a comeback single for Yebba. You know what I mean? And it's on the Drake is on his story like, Twin drop it, Twin drop the song. And it's like, you didn't need to keep me on this.
Yeah.
But she did, and I'm eternally grateful for that lady, and whatever she needs, I love Yebba, bro.
We definitely need more collabs from y'all, bro.
Hey, I'd love to tell you if it's coming. I'd love to tell you it's coming. It's on the way.
At this point, is there anyone else like a bucket list collaboration, whether it's producer, writer, artist? Like, is there anyone still on your list? Which I guess is crazy to ask because, again, you're 22. like, like, it's crazy to ask, hey, what's on your bucket list? And like, you still got so much to go, and I know you're gonna have crazy longevity. But I mean, shit, like, you got to speak your dreams out loud and manifest them. So
I'll tell you, I got a little list. I will say, thank God for the opportunities that I've had to work and get this list down. Like, I've gotten this bucket list of people I wanted to work with so short that I'm cool if I retire today. Like, I know I did what God put me out here to do.
Yeah.
But her is, of course, number one. Like, I want that duet so bad, more than anything. Bruno Mars, I think I would love to learn from how he creates music. Kendrick Lamar, of course, it's my fucking favorite rapper ever. Hove. I know Frank is missing, so Hove, if you need choruses and hooks and shit, you know to call me. Man, D-Mile. I would love to sit with D-Mile for sure. I've been blessed on my album to have Swag and Camper both on the project, which is ridiculous to me because they literally shaped how I view R&B. But the last piece of that triangle is D-Mile for sure. And then, I mean, I want to get real New York, Fab and Max B. Like, I need a record with Big Avell, and I need a record with Fabo. LOU. He never spelt it right, did he?
Don't know why.
Hey, man.
Don't know why.
Yeah, we've been learning he has a thing with words lately. But definitely, like, there's as I continue, because my crazy top of the list people are getting, by the grace of God, trimmed off the list. I'm adding now, and I'm just like finding, me and Max B would be fun. Like, I never thought I'd see him out. I'm gonna be honest, I never thought he'd be out in my lifetime. But he's out, so why not? But yeah, no, for sure. That's my list for sure.
If you could go back and talk to young Sweata, 12-year-old Sweata who's putting beat packs together for Devvon Terrell, what would you tell him?
Just keep at it, man. I don't need, like, I'm one of those people that feel like if you switch one thing, everything switches. So I wouldn't even say nothing. I'd just be like, damn, bro, you have no idea how handsome you about to be. But I would definitely, it'd be some corny Khaled. Yo, keep going and don't kiss that girl. Leave that girl alone. She gonna break your little heart, bro.
Stay locked in.
Stay locked in, bro. Just make them beats, bro. Make them drums. Nah, man. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Oh, pardon. Last person on the list. And I'm not gonna even say bucket list because I haven't worked with him today. But as of today, but I'm going to. Like, there's not a chance that I won't. But Stevie Wonder. I genuinely believe I can make an amazing record with Stevie Wonder on it. And Babyface. Nobody has exposed me more than Babyface. And those two are imperative because time rules everything around me. So yeah.
I feel that. So, Sweata Weather, Volume 1 out now.
Out right now. SoundCloud exclusive. Shout out to the good people at SoundCloud. And it's some great records. Shout out to the people that have cleared the records, that have cleared them, and the people that haven't. I hope you never hear those songs. I'm kidding. But no, Sweata Weather Volume 1 is out right now. On SoundCloud, on your nearest SoundCloud.com. Check it out. Some music videos on the way. Good Thing is out right now. The Good Thing music video we just
Mhm.
shot last night. It was incredible. That's on the way. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Radio, because Radio has been smacking this record lately.
Shout out to that.
And thank you to my team, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I want to talk about Good Thing real quick.
Oh, absolutely.
Was that an intentional, I want to make something more upbeat type joint?
Yes, and no. Yes, because around that time, I thought I was doing my album, and my manager was just like, because I want to preface this by saying my manager is also uh, the greatest A&R music has ever seen.
Right.
I don't like, from Beyonce's first album, Omarion, Everything LaFace, to Pimp Kendrick. All right, he like wrote on to T.I., and now he discovered a guy named Sweata.
Mhm.
Right, so that guy's good. He knows songs. He knows bangers.
Yeah.
But he was telling. He's also a DJ, and he was just telling me, bro, when we get into that BPM or the set where we play, you don't have to call and those type of records are caught up, and like we don't have new songs. Those are strictly just 2000. Like we don't have any Full Moon. We don't have any new songs that go in that set.
Mm.
We need new songs to go in that set. Like, or we gonna be doing throwback parties for the rest of time.
Yeah.
So that was in the back of my mind, and I tried a few records, but there was a night in Brooklyn. I had just gotten back from Paris, and I was staying in the city. I was doing a camp, and there was this event that I got invited to, like this recording academy thing, and I met this girl, and that turned into me spending like the weekend with this girl, and just like, all right, we have to this function, whatever. And I remember on my way back, because I live in Long Island, on my way back to Long Island after that week, Skewed on a Barbie was playing. I was playing just Outkast that day, and I heard them drums, and I'm like, oh, this is it. And when it came down to writing, I realized I just had the hook from the original Good Thing, but I just realized, I'm just writing about the weekend I had.
Mhm.
And it literally, like, when all of that clicked, that was the first time I listened back to it. Like, I pressed play back on a record, and I was like, oh, all right, this is how they do it. Okay, like, I felt like I unlocked something that I hadn't felt new in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, every time I felt that feeling from a song, it was something that y'all already knew. You know what I mean? Y'all knew before I was here, and it was just a feeling that I felt like was so imperative, and it was confirmed when I sent it to the group chat with my team, and it was just like, oh my gosh! Shout out to the great Andre 3000 and Big Boy for not only clearing it but embracing the record. Big Boy's actually on the mixtape.
Really?
So yeah,
Oh, shit.
I ain't gonna lie. You know what? The mixtape's out, so it's not really premiering it, but that tape, I'm not gonna lie, we were grateful to get drops and also features. We got Damani and Ruben Vincent, of course, on it, my peers, my brothers. But we got Big Boy, we got Kid Capri, we got Gabe from On the Radar doing the little radio drop. It's some y'all should listen. There's a lot of surprises on it. But yeah, no, when we got Good Thing ready, I just knew, all right, it was to the point where it was like, am I ready for a song like this? The first time I heard back a record, I was like, all right, well, I'm not a dancer. I'm not finna start pop locking. How am I gonna perform this? What's the video gonna look like? But I just knew it was my song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was my story. It was what I just went through. But it was also a special joint that I'm happy we got out to the world. I'm happy that the world is embracing it how it is. Because I can confidently tell you that nothing sounds like that right now. And not from a cocky, confident, arrogant way, but just genuinely like, this is something that feels like home. And home meaning this time in R&B where we had the younger acts feeling younger.
Right.
Like, it's funny how people always El-Mean, you know El-Mean?
Yeah.
Like, one of his biggest things is everybody is like, yo, El-Mean's British. El-Mean's British. And he always says, wait till they find out I'm 24. Like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes the songs feel a little mature.
Yeah.
Even, and I can even see how people would think I'm way older from a song like Cozy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But let's not forget, you don't have to call, was him saying, "Shorty, I don't care. I'm with the homies. I don't hit me, actually. I don't care. It's cool. It's okay, girl. I'm gonna be all right today."
Yep.
And I feel like that youthful type of, that comes off bitter if, for lack of a better example, if Drake says it right now. And you know that, like, I know you tapped in. If Drake gets on the song and says, "You know what, shorty, I know we've been together, but don't even call me no more. I'll be all right. I'm with Chubbs."
He kind of did. Rain in Houston. He was kind of getting at that.
Yeah, but it's like in a youthful way where it's really, it's not a. I don't know. We haven't felt like where it's not a Escalade saying this.
Right.
It's a Altima.
Right.
And none of my homies drive Altimas, but like an Altima. It's something, that feeling, you know what I mean? I think it's home, and I'm happy I was able to be the person that God chose to convey that record and put it out. So shout out to me, because I actually produced that record too. I produced that Dolo. And if I'm not mistaken, that might be the first record actually that I produced alone and got done. So yeah, I did that. Yeah, shout out.
That's a joint.
Shout out to Sweata.
It's a joint, man. Yeah, I can say again, I'm very proud, man. It's been a pleasure to watch everything that you've done and will continue to do.
Yes, sir.
Sweata Weather Volume 1 is out now. So make sure that y'all tap in. Check out all his singles on all streaming platforms. Sweata Weather is a SoundCloud exclusive.
Yes, sir.
I love that. We're restoring the feeling. Mixtape feel.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, just keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, dog.
Of course.
Hey, man, tap it with the boy at One Sweata on any platform. And yeah, like you said, Sweata Weather's out right now on SoundCloud. Shout out to the good people at SoundCloud, and shout out to the good people that will go to SoundCloud to listen to it.
Absolutely. And shout out to y'all for listening to this interview. Hope y'all enjoyed.
Absolutely.
Of course, make sure that you tap in with us. Follow us at Stay Busy Pod on all social media platforms. But most importantly, after you listen to Sweata Weather Volume 1, make sure that you stay safe, stay healthy, and stay busy.
Come on.
Hey, my guy
I got
knows.
a question. Oh, no, I'll be tapped in. Last question. My fault.
Go ahead,
I know
go
you just
ahead.
did the outro.
You good.
I'm trying to, so all my homies is into like wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'll be talking to you about it. It's like, yo, I don't understand nothing like that.
Yeah.
So off this interview, which one of them would I be?
What wrestler would you be? Okay. A young wrestler who like has a really good grasp of the sport, the psychology of it, the storytelling of it.
So I'm gonna try to get in, so I hope that storyline.
That's a good. Okay.
Who should I root for?
Man, you put me on the spot. That's a good one. That's a real good one. I'd say Trick Williams.
Trick Williams.
He's a two-time champion.
Mm-hmm.
He won a title in another company. He's got crazy charisma, very natural personality.
Gotcha.
He's continuing to get better in the ring. Got a beautiful woman on his arm too.
Yes. All right.
Super charming dude. So I say Trick Williams.
All right, because now I'm gonna try to get into wrestling. I'm rooting for Trick. I don't care what nobody say. I'm rooting for Trick.
You know, you can come to me if you got any questions.
For
come
sure.
to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely appreciate you, dog.
Of course, dog. Of course. So yeah, we did the outro already.
Yeah,
but
stay busy.
Love y'all.